Good morning, beautiful people. Today we are here in Harris County, the second largest county of United States of America. Today we are here at Constable Precinct 7 office. We are going to meet our favorite constable, Constable James Smokie Phillips, and we'll learn about him, his leadership experience, his experience in law enforcement over 40 plus years. See you all at the top. Stay tuned. Good morning and welcome to Official at the Table with Rana, where we bring impactful conversations with leaders who are shaping our community. Today we are honored to sit down with respected law enforcement leader who has served over 40 plus years in law enforcement. He is known for his dedicated public service, integrity, accountability, and serving the community with more strong leaders around him. We welcome Constable James Smokie Phillips. How are you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How you doing, Mr. Rana?
Very good. First of all, thank you so much for giving us time out of your busy schedule.
Yeah.
I know you are very busy. We are honored to be here today in your office, sir.
Thank you so much for inviting me to come out and do this video to talk about the constable's office, talk a little about myself, and see where we get it from now until then.
Yes, sir. So I've heard that this is Harris County is the second largest county in the United States of America, and Constable Precinct 7 office is the most active constable office in Harris County. How true it is?
Well, we're actually the third largest county in the nation. We are in Texas. We are the first largest county in Texas. I can say we're the most active. We have 8 constables. A lot of constables do good work in each community. We have 8 constables, 16 JP courts, and of course Harris County has about 5.2 million people that occupy Harris County. So, we're active on our side. We try to do a lot of stuff. Each constable has his own way of bridging to the community, and we more so try our best we can.
Yes, sir, definitely. So if we talk about just James Smokie Phillips, not the Constable James Smokie Phillips, how your journey started towards law enforcement. What you used to do before becoming a law enforcement? Well,
I was a college student. I attended University of Houston, North Texas State University. I played in the band when I was coming up through elementary school, through middle school, and high school and college. My auntie was an HPD officer. And she kept convincing me that law enforcement is a good career to be in. And also, I just thought I'd try it out. See, try it out, you might like it. So I got in there and I started liking it.
Right, yeah. Some people call you favorite constable, some people call you people's constable. So what is the story behind that?
Well, I rode motorcycle for many years, and I met a lot of families in Precinct 7 through funerals or special occasions. And so that probably came along, tagging along with my community work out here before I made constable. And of course afterwards, it continues on. But they say that because I'm always in the community most of the time, talking to people and just being myself.
Yes, sir. So I have myself witnessed you being in the community, working for all community, not just Christian, Muslim, you're constable for all communities. I witnessed that myself. What is the people, like our viewers wants to know, what is the primary duty of a constable?
Well, the primary duty of a constable actually is civil law enforcement.
Okay.
More like some agencies such as HPD, Sheriff's Office. Well, the Sheriff's Office is jails, but if you look at municipal police departments, the backbone of those municipalities are patrol. Whereas different here, the backbone for the constable's office is civil process. We're unique in this term that we practice civil law and we practice criminal law.
Okay.
So, but the backbone to the constable's office is the civil processing side of it.
Okay. So, what is the difference between the sheriff's office and constable's office?
It's the duties highlight what each department does. The sheriff is the the overseer of the county, meaning that he's in control of the crime, we oversee the crime areas and all that kind of stuff, and the jails. But one of the backbones for the sheriff is the jail. He gets to maintain care and custody of prisoners that we all bring in. So it's really, the difference is our duties and what we do. We're all peace officers under Article 212 of the Texas Criminal Code of Procedure. Mm-hmm. So it's all predicated upon just the duties that we do every day.
Right. Do you collaborate with HPD and different law enforcement agencies?
Well, yeah, all the time. We're unique in itself that we not only do we cover the unincorporated areas of Harris County, but also the unincorporated areas of Harris County. So we work good with the Houston Police Department. We collaborate on a lot of stuff that happens in the community. We also share what they call an MOU agreement, that certain things that we'll do in the city and certain things that they'll do in the city. And we also collaborate with the sheriff's office when it comes to serious crimes that occur in Harris County or the unincorporated areas of Harris County. So we have a good collaboration. We probably talk quarterly. With the constables, we talk monthly. Okay. So we have a good relationship. Of course, I know the police chief personally, Noe Diaz, and I know the sheriff personally, Ed Gonzalez. Throughout the years we've been in law enforcement. Right. So we have a good relationship. We have each other's ear. I can call the sheriff. I can call the chief. I can call any of the 8 constables and say, hey, I need help with doing something. They always help. Yeah,
that I know about you, Constable, that you're key to everywhere. Everybody knows you in the county, even outside of the county.
I know a lot of people.
You know a lot of people that I know. You are the most influenced constable I know.
I know about that.
So what is the most common problem constables face, which is common in all 8 constables' office?
Manpower. We always need manpower because there's so many issues that occur in our communities, not only dealing with the criminal law aspect of it, the civil law aspect of it, but also the quality of life issues that that happens every day that we have to try to get out there and help people. Mm-hmm. It's just simple things, And of course, we offer a lot of programs, say Are You OK program, See Something Say program. We have a host of programs that requires manpower. Sometimes we get to the point where we have to cut back down because of overtime, because our budget may not withstand a lot of overtime. So we have to cut back down, knocking out, hey, you got to take off because you have so many hours that we're paying you overtime, and our budget doesn't allow us to do a lot of overtime payments. So most of the facing issues is manpower, and that's anybody, even if it's Houston Police Department, Sheriff's Office, or any additional constable's office, just the manpower aspect of it, of trying to get stuff done when people need more. Mm-hmm. And we have less.
Definitely. How do you collaborate with the DA's office? Because I've heard in the past that in the middle of the night, deputy pulls over somebody, people, and then they have to call the DA's office. So do they call directly to the DA, or how does it
work?
No,
they call what they call DA intake. Normally, if we have an arrest on the street that requires us a Class B misdemeanor up, we have to contact the DA's office. Okay. They call it DA intakes. We call the assistant DA there. Of course, the DAs, we don't call him. Yeah. We call people that he appoints as assistant DAs, assistant district attorneys. We call those men and women, and and then run the case scenario about them, a quick synopsis of the case, and they determine what charges to be accepted. But it's a class, like I said, a Class B on up, they say, well, we'll take that charge based on the facts that's given to them on the telephone at the time.
Definitely.
So, and that's not for everybody. That's just for people that we suspect that committed criminal offense that's a Class B and above.
Yeah. What is the one thing you want to change in your constable office? I know you just became a constable in 2025. And you're already doing such a great job with the congressmen, senators, and all other agencies. What is the one thing you would like to implement in your constable office in future?
Well, I look in terms of former labor leader. I look in terms of offering the deputies some type of civil service that if I decide to retire, that they can still maintain their job status around here. So I look for more to offer some type of civil service for the employees to keep going forward with their tenure in Harris County.
What made you become a police officer, and you served 40 plus years? I was doing research about you, 40 plus year in law enforcement, and I was telling my team earlier that he's been in law enforcement for 40 plus years, and they were, no, there must be some mistake. 40 plus years because they never met anybody.
Time flies. Of course, before I became constable here, I was here for 20 years as a captain over patrol, and then I became a captain over administration. But time flies. I mean, when May Walker won in 2005, I was one of her first employees she hired as a captain. So as that time went on, 20 years later, I'm still here, and now serving as the constable. But this time flew. 20 years. It was 2005 when she won, or 2004. But now we're in 2005, and then she took office. And now 20 years ago, I'm still here in 2025. It's a long time, but prior to that, I worked for the sheriff's office, worked in patrol, out in District 4, I worked in jail. I worked at Precinct 6 for a minute in the gang task force. It was a federally funded task force we worked in. And then we made warrant checks when I come back and work here, because I started my career here with A.B. Chambers in 1983, the first constable here, who was appointed here in 1976. So time just flies, I never knew it had been 40 years.
So, Constable, in the tenure of 40 years, have you ever thought that, okay, that's enough, that I'm gonna get retired, or too much public service, too much law enforcement? You ever thought of that?
Well, sometimes I do, but sometimes I look at, when you're ready to go, then you can retire. I'm not gonna be the person that, I've known a lot of cops over my time, and some retired and they came back to work, because they got bored. They got bored of being home, too many honeydew duties, and there's only so much fishing you can do, and they got tired and they came back to work. So when I decide to retire, I'm feeling good right now. So when I do decide to retire, I'm not coming back to law enforcement. I probably lay on the beach somewhere and drink pina coladas or something. But I'm gonna be in the law anymore. I mean, there's a lot of time in. But it's just, when it's time to go, it's time to go. You'll know.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, sir.
But I don't plan on coming back.
Yeah. So, what type of training do you offer to your deputies? How do they train? What are the protocols?
Well, we have the agency that mandates training for law enforcement is TCOE, Texas Commission on Law Enforcement Standards and Education. But they say after so many hours, so many quarters. But we offer officers here, if they want to go to additional training outside of that, we welcome them to take that training. Of course, in the past, we had a police academy that she was trying to start back up, a law enforcement academy. We're starting back up. So one thing we like is officers who like to get a lot of training. We express training. And we take a pragmatic approach to, hey, we want you to get trained, you know this job, know it hands and foot. To make it, and I think if you really train, it's a better product for the community. So we encourage training here.
Okay.
One of the biggest things we do is besides other services, is training.
Yeah. Let's talk about your dispatch. How does your dispatch works? So when somebody calls 911 in your precinct, it come directly to your dispatch, or? Oh,
it goes, when you dial 911 in any constable's office, the chief standards, the agencies that handle 911 calls are mostly Houston Police, municipal police, and the county police. When I say county, I mean the county sheriffs, the county law enforcement agencies. Those 911 calls are routed to what they call the HEC center in the municipal areas, but in the county areas, routed to the sheriff's office, and they dispatch them out. So we get an assortment of calls like that. If it's the unincorporated side, 911 will come from the sheriff to us via computer. Okay. They put a code in, they send it directly to our dispatch, and our dispatch it out. Whereas with HPD, when I say HPD is in the city, they dispatch, receive it from the HEC center, send it to their dispatch, and it's dispatched out to the municipalities that it's in, rather. No. So our dispatch is standalone dispatch. We have 24 hours a day, 7 day a week dispatchers that work here. So and then we have a main line you can call in our community. We spread the number out. Our main line number is 713-643-6602 is our main dispatch line.
Sure.
They want to call directly to our office, but most constables, matter of fact, all constables have a dispatch center.
Okay.
Because it's close in the community. The community don't want to call the larger agencies. They can call the constables directly because we're more of a community-driven law enforcement agency versus one that covers a whole city or covers a whole county.
Yeah, because Fort Bend County does not have their own dispatch. They use sheriff's office dispatch.
Yeah, they run a little behind. It was a time when when I first got here in the 80s, we all used sheriff's department dispatch.
Okay.
They had two dispatchers. They had the east side dispatcher and the west side dispatcher. So all the constables used that. But it got so convoluted that the constables say, hey, we need to have our own dispatch because we're dispatching to our constituents in our precinct versus dispatching to a whole county or a whole municipality. So around the 80s, mid 80s, the constables started getting their own dispatchers.
Okay.
And today, that I'm aware of, where all 8 constables have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week dispatcher.
Okay. So we have one question from one of our viewers. She watches every episode. Her question is, she noticed that every constable office building has a justice of the peace office. What is the relationship with justice of the peace?
Well, constitutionally, each constable, as the population grew, they changed the lines for the constables. In Harris County at the time, we had 4 constables. We went from 4 constables to 8 constables.
Okay.
So constitutionally wise, we have to have a JP in that court. So since we blown so big, got so big, the Constitution allowed that we had to have 2 JPs assigned to each constable. Okay. So we have a good relationship with the constables. Part of our duties with JPs is to make sure they have bailiffs. Bailiffs that come from the constable's office, and we work very good with the JP's office. You know, they're elected every 4 years like we're elected. Okay. So we have a good relationship with our Justice of the Peace. Those are wonderful people to work with. Like I said, we have a good relationship with them. We supply bailiffs, we supply security for the courts. Courts, most of our small claims, JP papers come from those JP courts, and we serve those papers.
My last question is, what is the advice for the youth who wants to become a law enforcement and wants to be a leader like you all?
Stay out of trouble, and education is key. Learning, just learn the books. Common sense is a bit key. But the main thing is to stay out of trouble, don't get on the wrong road, just obey the law, and then educate yourself to become involved in law enforcement. Because education is the key to most stuff anyway. If you go to the police academy, it's on books. Anything you go through is on books. You know, even as long as I've been in 40 years, I still take the time out to read what's current, the current laws, the current legislative issues. So I still read to this day. And even after 40 years, I read reports, I read this, read that. So you never stop reading, or you never stop writing in law enforcement. So I think education is key in keeping your nose clean.
Constable, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
As you have a reputation of integrity and accountability and transparency. You are my favorite constable, you know.
Right.
So I hope when people are gonna watch this episode, they're gonna even more love you and your Precinct 7. You have a beautiful staff. I would like to especially thank Ms. Shani for making it happen. So thank you so much. Stay tuned. See you all at the top.